We're on section 6-7, okay? We got to go over some terminology here real quick, okay? I know I think none of you are in chemistry. Now you guys are all freshmen, maybe a couple, well, are you in chemistry or not? No? Okay. Even if you're not in chemistry, I think you guys should be able to answer this question. It's a pretty basic chemistry question, okay? What's a chemical composition of water?
H2O.
H2O. Now, I want to make sure, and hopefully you guys, this is the part I hope you all should know H2O. But hopefully you know this. So you say H2O. Is that the way you write it?
No, you gotta put the 2 above the H, I believe, in the right
Is
corner.
it like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
It's
it's
beneath.
No,
It's beneath. It's
like
closer
this?
to the H, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like
It's
that.
Oh,
Okay, it's subscript. Now this is not penmanship class, but that's just the way you write it. You don't write it like this. You don't write it like this. That's just the way you write it. Okay, you write it subscript. Okay, so I bring that up because the way we're going to be writing now in this section is going to deal with subscript also. I'm going to give you a list of numbers. Okay, if I gave you 5, 8, 11, 14, 17, and so forth. There's a pattern there, okay? Anybody know what the pattern is?
3.
It's going up by 3. We're adding 3. To get, make sure, listen carefully. Don't just say, well, add 3. I want to make sure I'm going to be real picky here, okay? How do I find the next number? I add 3 to what?
17.
The number that's, or in front of it, okay? So, somewhere along the lines, okay? Okay, how do I find that number right there?
You keep adding 3.
Well, I'd have to add 3 to this number, which you don't know. How do I find this one? Add 3. You'd have to find all those, okay?
Yeah, but you gotta divide it.
Right. Well, so what I'm getting at though is this.
Oh wait, don't you divide it? Or
What?
many times 3?
Well, no, we're adding every time. Now, what I want you to, I don't want you to actually figure stuff out right now. If you're figuring it out, don't figure it out. That's not what I want you doing right now, okay? What I understand is this is the first term, that's the second term, that's the third term, and so forth. The way you write it is A sub 1. This right here is A sub 2, A sub 3. So what would this one right here be?
7.
Keep looking.
Oh. 11. 9. 9.
This would be not just 9, A sub 9. What would this one be?
12. A sub 12.
A sub 12, okay? That simply means the 9th term. That simply means the 12th term, okay? So, A sub 1 is the first term, okay? And I was just watching this. A sub 2 is the second term, okay? A sub n, what would A sub n be? It'd be the well,
third term?
which term though?
It's not a term.
Well, let me ask you this.
Any term.
Is, yeah, the nth term, okay? Nth, nth, it's the nth term, okay?
I never understood that when that was on the things. I could never figure it out when it said the nth.
The nth, it can be any of them. If n happens to be 7, it's a 7th term. If n happens to be 23, it's a 23rd term. Okay, so A sub n stands for any term, okay? Jot that down. A sub n is the nth term. Now, something else you need to understand is A sub n minus 1. A sub n minus 1. Now, I'm looking for one key word here, okay? It's not really a math, it's a word you all know, okay? What would A sub n minus 1 be? Well, if n was 10,
It'd be 9.
okay, it'd be 9. It'd be A sub 9. If this was 20, A sub n minus 1 would be what? 19. So, it's the what term?
The one below.
Or another way of saying it is the previous term. You're not wrong, okay? The previous term, okay? So, if this right here, okay? Let's not count these up, okay? I'll tell you what, here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to tell you how many are in front of this. I'm not going to tell you in front of this, okay? And I'm not going to tell you how many after this, okay? This right here could be any of the terms, A sub n. So what would we call this one? A sub what? What's in front of A sub n? And don't say A sub m, okay?
A sub 9.
A sub what?
A sub n.
The previous term, which is A sub n minus 1. You don't need to do this, but you know what this would be? A sub n minus 2. A sub n minus 3. You don't need to do that, okay? As of right now, there's only 2 things I want you to know. A sub n is just whatever term. It's whatever you plug in for n. If this is 12, it's a 12th term. If this is 46, it's a 46th term. A sub n minus 1 is the one before that. Whatever term, it's the one before, okay? All right, so we're actually going to start the assignment here, okay? They talk about recursive formulas. That's all we're going to deal with today are recursive formulas, okay? They give us this right here. They give us A sub 1 equals 2. Write this down, and then A sub n equals what, 7 a sub n minus 1. Jot that down. Now, they don't tell you to do this, but we're going to actually generate a list of numbers, okay? And then once we generate the list of numbers, we're going to determine whether it's arithmetic or geometric, okay? So, do not think hard on this. You don't literally
You're
have to think.
starting at 2.
What's the first term?
2.
How do you know that?
A1.
What does a sub 1 stand for?
A sub 1.
First term.
7
So it's
more,
2.
5 more.
Now, the first term is 2. What this says here is this. To find any term, take the previous term, and there's no symbol here, so it's 7 what that? 7 plus?
Times.
7,
Plus.
not plus. If you don't see it, it's always what?
Times.
Times. So to find any term, take 7 times the 1 before it. I would write that in words. Any term, 7 times the 1 before it. That's what it means in everyday language. To find any term, take 7 times the 1 before it. So how am I going to find this next number?
You're gonna
Take
take
7
2
divided
times-
Times what?
7.
Not times 1, times 7.
Yeah, 7.
How am I going to find the next number?
14 times 7.
To find this one, take the previous one times 7. How would I find the next one?
Times 7.
Multiply it
98
by
Times,
the previous.
98 times 7, which is
Uh,
686, I think.
yeah.
I think it's, okay. So, what I want to know is this, okay? Is it arithmetic, and you might have forgotten these, is it arithmetic or is it geometric? Is neither an option? Arithmetic or geometric, okay? Remember, arithmetic, you keep adding or subtracting the same thing every time. Geometric, you multiply or divide. Well, how do we say we're doing it? We're timesing by 7, so what is this?
Each time you have to-
So it's geometric,
Yeah.
okay? So all you're going to do, and again, I'm not interested in the right answers, okay? I want you to understand why the answers are right. All you're going to click on in this question is geometric. I want you to understand that it's geometric because you keep timesing by the same thing every time. You always times by 7, okay? Let's look at number 5. They get same question, okay? A sub 1 is 5. And a sub n equals a sub n minus 1 minus 4. Minus 4? Okay, so we're actually going to do it the long way, but some of you might already know the answer, okay? What we're saying is to find any term, take the 1 before it, and do what with it?
Multiply it.
It doesn't say multiply this time.
Minus 4.
Minus 4. So what do you think it's going to be? Add arithmetic or
It's
geometric?
arithmetic.
Why? Arithmetic, you're always adding or subtracting.
Subtract.
So let's put arithmetic, but I do want to get some practice at this. Let's generate the list of numbers. Now, if you can't answer this, it's not the end of the world, but you better listen because this is not a hard question. What's the first term?
5.
How do you know that?
Because it tells us.
This says a sub 1 is the first term. The first term is 5. First term is 5. Okay? Now, how do we find any term? Take the 1 before it and minus 4. So how do I find out what comes after 5?
Gotta go
5 minus
5
4?
times.
Wait,
We're not timesing. Quit timesing. That's not what we're saying. We're minusing.
So it'd just be 1.
How'd you get 1?
I did 5 times 4.
How do I find what comes next?
Minus 4. 1.
Negative 3, then what?
Negative 3 minus
What am I doing each time?
4.
Subtracting 4 from what? The previous term. That's what we're doing. And again, all you need to do is put arithmetic, but I want you to understand this because later on you're going to have to know how to come up with these, okay? So to find any term, you subtract 4. Let's look at number 7. Okay, number 7. Okay, they want, okay, a sub 1 is 0. Write this down. And a sub n plus 2. I think that's what it says. Okay. Very likely, I tell you what, on your next test, I may even ask you, I might just say, what does this say? In everyday language, what does it say? Let's write it out in words. What does it say? In everyday language, what does a sub 1 equals 0? What does that mean? What is a sub 1? It's
That it hasn't started.
The first term.
the first term is what? Is what?
1.
Not 1.
0.
The first term is 0.
Oh.
What if I
Oh,
said this?
yeah.
Now you'd say the first term is 10.
Small number.
Slow down. So in everyday language, it says the first term is 0. What is the second thing saying? To find any term, you take the, what do we call this? The what term? Starts with a P.
Previous.
Previous term, and do what with it?
Plus 2.
Add 2. And it says to find any term, add 2 to the previous one. Okay? If you understand what this is saying, these are so much easier, okay? Your first term is 0. To find any term, you add 2 to the one before it. So let's actually come up with a list of numbers. What's the first number I'm going to write down? 0. How do I find the next number?
Add 2.
So I get it what? 2?
Yeah, I can do
4?
6. 8.
How are you getting these? And don't say they're even numbers.
You add 2.
You add 2. You're just adding 2. You start with 0, keep adding 2. What if I put this down? Would that change my list?
Yeah.
What would be the first number?
3.
1.
And then 3.
Wait.
Then 3. First term's 1.
Because I'm tired.
Okay? And then 3. Then what? 5. Then 7. Why are these numbers changing? You're adding 2 every time.
Because you're subtracting 1.
No.
Maybe it starts.
It starts what?
Starts 1 before.
It starts with 1. The other one started with 0. Okay? All right. So number 9. Just a few more. There's not a whole lot that we're going to do today in this section. And you also have to graph these, okay? If you need help with graphing them, just ask, and I'll show you. Okay, number 9. How far are we going to go here? 9, 11. Yeah, I want to get to 19 actually. So just about 5 more, but these are quick ones. All right, number 9. Okay, so we have a sub 1 is 2, and a sub n equals 3 a sub n minus 1. 3 times a sub n minus 1. So, in everyday, I'm not going to write it every time. Here's what I do. If you can say it out loud, great. If you can't say it out loud, I would write it down. Write it down until you have it memorized. What is this saying in everyday language? What does that mean by a sub 1 is 2? The first term is 2. The first term is 2. This one is saying to find any term, you do what? Take 3 times the previous one. 3 times the previous one. So you're starting with 2. So basically you're starting with 2 and you keep timesing by 3. What's the first number?
6.
The first number.
It's 2.
They're telling you the first number.
2. And then
What,
6.
what work do you need to do to find the first number?
Nothing.
Nothing. They tell you the first number. It's 2. You have to do a little bit of work to find the second number. And what is that? You times by 3 and you get 6. What's the next number? How'd you get 18?
Times it by 6. 3 by 6.
How do I find the next number?
You
Times
times it by the previous.
Times what by? What?
The previous number. 3.
Give me numbers. What times what?
18 times.
18 times 3 is 54. How many numbers do they want here? The first 6 terms. Oh, we should put 10 on there. Okay, they wanted 6 numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4. How do I find the next number?
Times 54 by 3.
54 times 3, it's 162.
And then 486.
And then 486. Again, all we're doing is timesing by 3. That's all we're doing. Over and over and over. Okay? Number 11. All right, number 11. Okay, a sub 1 is 80. What's that mean? Everyday language, what's that mean?
It's equal to 80. 80 is the first term.
First term's 80. First term's 80.
Okay.
Okay, and then negative half. So a sub n is negative half times a sub n minus 1. What this is saying is to find any term, you do what? Take negative half times, what's that one called? The what?
The previous term.
Previous term. So let's write down the first term. First term's what?
80.
80.
How do I find the next term?
You
Times
divide.
the-
You times
Times it by,
half.
not a half, negative half.
Oh.
What's half of 80?
40.
So what's negative half of 80?
Negative 40. Okay. Oh, so now I see the difference. Yeah.
How do I find the next term?
Times it by negative.
Half. No, negative half. We
Negative,
always
yeah.
times by negative half. So what's half of negative 40?
20.
It'd be positive 20.
Yeah,
Okay?
because 2 negatives.
What's
equal
negative half of positive 20? Negative what?
No, it's negative.
Half of 20.
10.
Negative 10. What's negative half of negative 10?
Negative positive.
A negative 5. They want 6 of them? So what's the last one? What's negative half of positive 5?
Negative 2.5.
Negative 2.5.
You know the half of that? It's 1.25.
Negative, or, yep, positive, you're right. I don't know if the computer's going to take that. My answer says negative 5 halves. It may take negative 2.5. I don't know. I would put negative 5 halves, though, just to make sure. Number 13. Okay, so write this down. Let me give you information. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what? 7, 16, 25. 34. Jot this down, and they ask us to come up with a recursive formula. Now, recursive formulas always have two parts. One part's easy. What's the first thing I give you I just kind of gave it to you. What's the first thing I give you?
A minus
No, the first thing I give you in every one is
one. It's
one.
the first of.
It's the first one. The first thing I give you is the first number.
It's 1.
That's simple. The first thing I give you is the first number. The second thing they give you is to find any term. You take the previous term and do something to it, okay? So, just look at the pattern here. They went from 7. They're saying the first term is 7. The second term is 16. The third term is 25. The fourth term is 34. How are they getting these numbers? How do they go from 7 to 16?
No.
There's a pattern. How do you go from 7 to 16, 16 to 25, and then 25 to 34?
9.
What about 9?
You go up 9.
So
Add 9.
Add 9 every time, okay? So a sub 1 is what? What's a sub 1? What's our first term?
9.
Not 1.
No.
7. First term is 7. The second term is 16. Okay, so 7. To find any term in everyday language, you just said what it was. We do what? Add what?
Or add 9.
Add 9 to what?
The previous term.
How do I write the previous term?
And
A sub
Below it.
n minus 1 and do what with it? Plus
9.
9. Don't type all this in. Only type this in and this in because it says a sub 1 equals box. You know what I'm saying? Don't type a sub n because it's already there for you. Okay? 17, 19. Okay, 3 more to go. 15, 17, and 19. This looks different. It's the same type question though. Okay, so they give us a number 15. 243, 81, 27. 243, 81, 27, 3. 9, 3, I'm sorry. 9, 3. Okay, this is a little bit tougher. They want you to come up with a recursive formula. First part's easy. What's a sub 1?
244.
How do you know that?
It says
A sub 1 stands for the what?
First term.
First term. That's all it means, the first term, okay? So, in everyday language, what are they doing? They went from 243 to 81.
they're subtracting or something.
Well, are they subtracting the same thing every time?
No.
No.
they're not.
So
It's
how
going
else-
down.
But it's not necessarily, there's another way it could go down, but not by subtracting. Huh? Dividing. What are they dividing by? How do you go from 9 down to 3?
Subtraction.
We're not subtracting the
No,
same
we're
thing
not
every time.
subtracting.
It's got to be by dividing. Divide by what? What do I
1/6.
divide? Huh? No. What do I divide 9 by to get 3?
3.
3. What's 27 divided by 9?
3.
What's 81 divided by 27?
3.
They're dividing by 3. To find any term, we divide 3 by the one in front of it, okay? Now, here's the deal. They don't want you to say divide 3. They want to say you're taking 1/3 of it, okay? So it's a sub n is 1/3 times the one before it. How do I write the one before it? A sub n minus 1. Okay? Dividing by 3 is the same as taking 1/3. It's the same thing. Again, only type in this and this because these are already there for you. Okay? 2 more to go. 17 and 19. This one's an easier one. 0, negative 3, negative 6. Negative 6, negative 9, negative 4. Okay. So again, a recursive formula, we need two things. First thing's easy. What's a sub 1?
0.
What's 0?
The first
A
term.
A sub 1 is 0. What are they doing? They went from 0 to
They
negative.
Subtract
are-
3. No.
Subtract 3
Yeah.
every time. From what?
The
From
first
the
number.
previous
The
term.
previous one, the one before it. So a sub n equals, how do I write the previous term? A sub
And
n,
minus
and then minus what?
3.
Again, only type in 0 and a sub n minus 1 minus 3. Last one for today.
Okay. I'm picking up on what's
Okay.
going on. I might not see them.
So they give you dots, and the dots they give you are 0. Let's see. There's 1, negative 1. Here's the dots they give us. They give you a graph that says 1, negative 1, and it gives you a dot 2, 2, 4,
6,
2, 4, 3, negative 16, 4, 64. Okay. 4, negative 64, I'm sorry. Are they all negative? Hang on a second.
Yeah, they all are.
Yes, they're all negative. Okay. So, all this is saying is the first term is this, the second term is this, the third term is this, the fourth term is this. So look at what the terms are. What's a sub 1 here?
Negative 1.
Negative 1.
Yeah, negative 1.
Okay, negative 1. How are they getting these? One from negative 1. What's that?
It's timesing by 4.
Timesing by 4. So a sub n equals 4 times what? A sub minus 1. There's times by 4. Times this by 4, you get negative 4. Times this by 4, you get negative 16. Times that by 4, you get negative 64. Okay? Type in that. Okay, some of you guys think that tomorrow's a free day. No, it's not. I expect you to do something tomorrow. It's real simple. What is it?
Finish
The work.
The entire assignment?
No, you don't have to.
Just the evens that we skipped. I expect you guys to work on the evens that we skipped tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
All right, we're done for today.